Good evening. Welcome to Meditate with Marie. I'm just going to hit the comments and then I'm going to just give it a couple of minutes to see if any of you are joining me live tonight. So whether we have anybody joining live or not, I'm going to just leave a recorded video on the page for you guys. We're just going to do a nice breath practice tonight, and I'm here because I've had a lot of conversations with people lately who we've been talking about anxiety, so I thought it would be really nice to come live and offer some kind of restorative practice to help with anxiety. So it's something that naturally happens to us all for very natural reasons at some points in our lives, and that's okay. It's perfectly okay to be anxious. Sometimes we experience it more severely than other times, and we all get it in different ways. And again, that's perfectly okay too. But it's how we approach it that can really make a difference. Personally speaking, from my own historical past, my own journey with anxiety, I have found that the more I try to fight it or resist it or push it away, which again is a natural response, the worse I've made myself feel, and it seems to almost have like a magnifying effect, like a bit of like it makes me feel worse. Now, I'm not saying that happens for everybody, because we're all different, and again, that's fantastic. So what I've learned is that by kind of gently leaning into it and embracing it, it lessens the impact, it lessens the severity of what I'm feeling. So I just thought it would be helpful to share that with you, and I just want you guys to know that if any of you are or have been feeling anxious recently, in the past, or at any point in the future, I hear you. I understand. And there's a lot of other people who also hear you and understand. You're not alone in how you're feeling. And at my worst, when I felt the most anxious, I can only describe it as frightening, like absolutely terrifying. And it feels like you're the only person in the world who feels that way, especially in what we call I can't even articulate it. When you're feeling at your worst, when your symptoms are the worst, you literally feel like you're really alone and you're really frightened and you don't know what to do. And your mind can race around from one thought to the next, to the next, to the next. And you can get what we call negative imagining, where you imagine scenarios or conversations that could happen in the future that probably never will happen, but your anxiety kind of... If you are joining me, cool, I think we're back. Sorry about that, I think I had a connection glitch there. If you are joining me, I invite you to practice a little breath practice with me tonight, something that will help, something that will calm the nervous system. When we experience anxiety, the heart races more, the adrenaline in the body flows more, the stress hormones kick in, and it can cause all kinds of symptoms within the body. Sweatiness, shaking, nervousness, crying, panic, all those things. And when that happens, your body is in like what they call fight or flight response mode. It's like your stress mode, your go, go, go mode. When we take up our mindfulness tools, our meditation tools, it triggers the body into the opposite of the stress response, which is called the relaxation response. Now that calms the heart rate, it slows the nervous system down, it slows down those productions of the stress hormones, and you can induce what we call the relaxation response. Now that will naturally happen after any bout of anxiety, but you can encourage it and bring it on a deeper level. So I hope that's helpful, and let's go. Let's do some breath practice. So this is a really great practice for beginners. If you've never tried meditation or what we call pranayama, which is controlled breathing before, this is a great place to start. I'm going to do the practice sitting up. You can either join me in any seated position, or this one is especially nice to do if you're a beginner laying down. You could literally lay on your back with your head on a cushion and simply bend your knees and put your feet on the floor with the knees together. That enables you to feel the belly a little bit more. But I'm going to do it sitting up to demonstrate with you. And we're going to begin with one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. So again, either sitting or laying down. And we start by simply taking in our present surroundings, just noticing what's in front of you, perhaps taking note of some colours and textures within the room, and then beginning to tune in to the natural sensations of your breath. So when we connect to the breath, we connect to the present moment, and that's a mindful practice. If you haven't already, I invite you to close your eyes and simply allow the sound of my voice to guide you. I'm going to gently play some music in the background too to help you guys relax. So observing the body and just noticing how it feels when you breathe. And letting go of any tension in the face, softening the jaw, and letting go of any tightness that you might be holding on to in the stomach region. Just allow your belly to relax and breathe into it. So when we're anxious, the breath can be short and choppy. When we come into breathing practice, we lengthen. We breathe in a little bit fuller, a little bit slower, and we exhale a little bit deeper too. So to begin this practice, we're going to direct the breath straight into the belly. As you inhale, try to keep the chest still, send the breath down and allow the belly to inflate like a balloon, allow it to expand. This is going to open up the diaphragm. This is also called diaphragmatic breathing. As you exhale, just observe your hand on the belly as the air empties out and the belly deflates like a balloon. So consciously inhaling, send the breath down, allow the belly to expand. Nice and easy, no straining. And exhale, watch it deflate. We're going to do that a few times. Inhaling, send it down, allow the belly to expand. And as you exhale, observe as it deflates. Relaxing the face, softening the jaw. Breathing into the belly. And then allowing it to deflate. We're going to do that one more time. See if you can slow it down. And then exhale to breathe normally and naturally once again. So we're going to repeat the process and then work on it a little bit deeper. So on your next inhale, again send the breath down into the belly, allow the belly to expand. And then breathing up a bit into the ribs, allowing the rib cage to gently expand. As you exhale, breathe out, allow the ribs to deflate first, then the belly, pulling the belly button in. And then as you inhale, relax the belly, allow it to expand. Breathe into the ribs, breathing in a bit higher. As you exhale, soften through the ribs, exhale there, and then allow the belly to deflate, drawing the belly in. And we're going to repeat the process. So relaxing the belly, breathing in, allow it to expand. Breathing higher now into the ribs, allow them to expand. And then exhale in reverse. Deflate the ribs, deflate the belly, pull the belly button in nice and gently. That's going to squeeze the old air out. And then inhaling, let's do it again. Inflate the belly, inflate the ribs. Exhale, deflate the ribs, deflate the belly, pull the belly button in. And then breathing normally and naturally once again. And then hopefully we're keeping the chest still and just breathing into the belly. We're going to take that practice just a little bit deeper this time. On your next inhale, long, slow, deep breath in, filling the belly first, then the ribs, and then see if you can breathe it up into the lungs so that we expand the chest. And then we're going to let it out in reverse. So allow the breath to come out of the lungs and the chest, then the ribs, then the belly, and gently pull the belly in. Relax the belly. We're going to breathe in, inflate like a balloon. Allow the ribs to expand, and then breathe up into the chest. Allow the heart space to expand. Exhaling, lowering from the chest, lowering the ribs, and breathing out the belly. Draw the belly in, and then keep going. So it's almost like filling a jug full of water, where you start at the bottom, fill it up, let it rise, and then pouring from the top. Exhale, let it come down and emptying out. Empty the chest, the ribs, then the belly, drawing the belly in. Do that a few more times in your own pace. Being gentle with yourself and observing the sensations in the body. Maybe listening to the sound of your breath as you breathe in and breathe out. So allow that wave of breath to fill the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And then allow it to recede, exhaling the chest, the belly, the ribs, and then the belly. And then keep going a few more times. You're doing great, keep going. So it may feel a little bit strange at first to breathe into the belly and then open out through the lungs, and then feel quite unnatural to empty out the chest and lungs, then the ribs, then the belly. Well, that's a good thing, because it allows us to breathe really deeply, really controlled, calming the nervous system, and allowing us to breathe maximum amounts of oxygen into the bloodstream. After your next round of breath and your exhale is finished, I invite you to release the practice and just breathe naturally and easy in your own rhythm, in your own way, without trying to force any movement or any changes. Just simply observing how your breath feels now. And following its journey. So the mind is going to naturally want to wander. It's going to want to jump around from thought to thought. I invite you to acknowledge and just notice any thoughts that come into the mind. And then just let them go. Allow them to pass you by and return your awareness back to the breath. It's the breath that's going to anchor you into the present moment and bring you sensations of calm. So just take a few more rounds of breath here to breathe naturally, mindfully observing sensations in the body. So this 3-part breath is a great way to just bring us into the present moment, bring some calm, and really trigger that relaxation response within our nervous system. And you can practice this anytime, anywhere. It's great to do first thing in the morning, last thing before bed, or even any time you feel anxious. So whenever you're ready, I invite you to just lengthen the breath one more time. And as you exhale, gently blink the eyes open. Coming back into your present surroundings, your awareness of your position in your room, and just noticing how you feel now. Hopefully a little bit calmer. And if you didn't quite get it, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a practice, it's not a perfection, and it's something that you can try anytime. If this particular technique doesn't suit you, maybe we can try something else. I'm going to be back here at 9 o'clock next Monday, and we will do a different practice. But again, it will be good for calming the nervous system, good to unwind before bedtime, and just good to offer you guys some tools and techniques. Add them to your wellbeing toolkit and know that you can use them anytime. So thank you very much for joining me here tonight. Thank you for those of you who have practiced. And whether you're live or you're practicing at a later time, know that you're always welcome. Feel free to leave any comments below or private message me. That's always welcome. And thank you to everyone who's been in touch recently, talking about anxiety and talking about your well-being. I think even just talking about it's great. The fact that we can have open conversations about it and face it rather than hide from it, that's a really, really good thing. So thank you very much for joining me. My name's Marie, and this is Meditate with Marie. Thank you. Namaste and good night. Bye for now.